Y'all, so I just saw a post on Twitter that went viral saying that people are stupid if they pay more than $500 a month for a car note. Instead of pocket watching and judging people's car notes.
Okay, y'all, I had to end 2025 the right way and got me a new car. So I was able to get my Range Rover line, which is actually my dream car.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. Welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year. We into a new year, but people are still doing the same thing they were doing last year when it comes to these cars, these car loans, bad credit. And this first clip, guys, we're going to get into exactly what I was talking about in one of my other videos, how the dealerships play around with the interest rates, how they get one rate from the lender, which is called the buy rate, and how they mark it up so they can make a profit. Let's get into it.
Calls up the bank and they say, hey, Joe Schmo wants to buy this Rebel, and what kind of rate are you going to give him on this? The bank says, we'll give him 4%. He goes, perfect. He comes back to you with your piece of paper and says, they're going to give you 5.5% or 6%. You're like, it's the best they're going to do. He's like, yep, it's the best they're going to do, 6%. You're like, okay, take it, let's do it. Then he calls the bank back up and he says, you gave it to us for 4 at buy rate. We just did it as sell rate for 6, so I want my 2% of the $67,000. I want my check for 2% of that mailed to me tomorrow. Can you get that done? They say, we sure can. And the bank finances it for 6. You think that's the best you could get, and they got it for 4. Okay, and they get $2,000. The dealership gets that commission of 2% of $66,000. So it becomes theirs. It's harder for them to pull that crap when the bank only allows such a chunk of financing and you don't put enough money down. It gets really tight where the bank is going to come back and say, no, Joe Schmo cannot, we will not give him enough money to buy this truck. They literally will come back and say, no, he wants a $66,000 truck plus taxes and stuff on there, and you want the extended warranty, and you want the interest rate, and you want all this stuff. You're talking about overall financing $80,000, and we are not doing it.
Wow.
Then a dealership comes back to you and says, listen, they won't do it. Sorry, can't happen. But, if you put $7,000 down, we can make this happen. It's all about the money.
And see, guys, that's how they play with the numbers. But I've learned that some of the lenders are getting away from that buy rate stuff. So that's why I say, guys, you got to ask questions when you're in the dealership or go to the dealer with your own finance. There's all types of ways to play with the numbers to make it where the dealership can profit. And they're in the business to make money. There's really no way of getting over on a dealership. That's just how it is. There's always some kind of way for them to make money, whether it's on your trade, whether it's when you bring the car back for service, whether it's them lending you the money, warranties, whatever it may be. They're gonna find a way to make some money, where it's holdbacks, kickback. So you just got to be cool with whatever the final numbers are, and if it makes sense for you, hey, do what you got to do.
What you drive?
My car payment $900, and I drive a 2017 Corvette Z06.
Uh-oh. Nice.
All right, Jan, what's your car payment? What you drive?
22 SRT Durango, $929 a month.
Oh yeah.
All right, Rashad, what's your car payment? What you drive?
Man, about $1,200 a month. TRX.
Last but not least, I got that 2021 Chrysler 300, and I pay about $800 a month for it.
800. You want to ride big, it's going to cost you a big amount of money. That's all I'm going to tell you. You want the big boy ride, you're going to have to pay for it.
Post on Twitter that went viral saying that people are stupid if they pay more than $500 a month for a car note. And honestly, y'all asked the wrong questions, because instead of pocket watching and judging people's car notes, you should be asking what the hell they're doing for a living to be able to afford it in the first place. Because a $500 car note, $1,000 car note, even a $2,000 car note is not the problem if your income makes sense. I'm 22 and I drive a $180,000 AMG. But the problem is y'all are trying to cap your expenses instead of just making more money. I made my first $100,000 in real estate my first year. After that, I learned how to make money online, and now I'm in the process of building a whole multi-unit so that I can create generational wealth. So no, I'm not stressed about a car note, y'all. I'm focused on building income streams that make shit irrelevant. So stop asking how much somebody pays and start asking how they're earning the money. That makes all the difference.
Just called about our $81,000 Aston Martin DBX. You won't believe what his credit score was, down payment, and interest rate expectation. Hey, it's Joseph calling you back with Diplomat Motors on the 2021 Aston Martin.
Yeah, that's the one that I wanted.
Awesome.
Well, actually, more my boy. My boy looked at it. He's like, that's the one, Pops. So, yeah, we're down.
Awesome. Okay, 2021 Aston Martin DBX. We just got it in, super clean. How can I help on it?
Well, here's the thing. I talked to a buddy the other day, and he got like something similar. It wasn't an Aston Martin, but it was like a similarly priced vehicle. He told me his interest rate, he got a super good interest rate. So as long as he can match it,
okay,
I'll come in today and put it down payment.
We're definitely working with local credit unions. We've got a lot of good options, local credit unions, banks. What kind of a rate are you looking for?
Let's do like he got a 0.9 interest rate, and so I figured maybe you could beat that.
Yeah, I mean, just if we're going with any local credit union or bank, the rate's probably going to be closer to, 7% at best, 8%. Do you know where your credit score's at?
Like 572. I got shafted a little bit with a previous thing, but I have a moderately pretty good income, and I can put down a lot of money.
Okay, what were you thinking for down payment?
Like $2,500.
Okay, well, why don't we get you in here? Why don't you come in, check it out, make sure you like it, and then we can talk about payment. We can see what we can do for you there.
Okay, I'm down.
Okay, that sounds good. And if you could call your friend and see what credit union or bank that was at, I would love that information as well.
I feel like that's more of your guys' thing. You guys know the best people.
I just don't have anyone at 0.7 or 0.9. So I'm thinking if I can get that contact, that's going to be super useful for us. And,
we'll see what we can do.
Okay, well, we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Okay, sweet. Thanks.
I don't know what we're going to do when he comes in, but we're going to do our best to land on a realistic interest rate, which is probably going to be about 6% higher than 29%, but we'll see where we get.
Yeah, I don't know where he got no 0.9%, bro. I don't know nobody who's giving out 0.9%. I know I have a family member who just bought a new Genesis, and she was able to get 1.9. Now, I don't know about no 0.9. Now, that's a stretch right there. I think he might be capping. On top of that, my man said he got a lot of money he going to put down. That's $2,500. Like, come on, bro. That is not a lot of money, especially if you got a 527 credit score. You're gonna need at least $5,000 at a minimum. 2,500. Come on, man. And yeah, I saw how the dude was laughing, man. That's the thing. That's one thing that I always told myself, guys, back in the day when I had super low credit score. I did not want people laughing at me, even though you shouldn't care about what other people think about what you're doing or your current situation, because that can always change. But it just seems embarrassing to me to go into a dealership and your credit score is below a 680. You feel me? Well, I won't even say 680, at least 620 at the minimum. You feel what I'm trying to say? Because other than that, they're going to look at you like you're crazy, unless you have a ton of money to put down. But just in general, you really don't want to walk into a dealership with a credit score below 620. You just really don't.
What's your name? How long you been selling cars, and what's your highest paycheck?
Julio, 6 months, 13 grand.
Okay. How long you been selling cars? What's your name and what's your highest paycheck?
Angie, I've been selling cars for 5 months. My highest paycheck was 11 grand.
Let's go.
Okay.
What's your name? How long you been selling cars, and what's your highest paycheck?
My name's Christopher. I've been selling cars for about 10 months, and my last week I would say around 9 grand.
Okay, Chris. Let's go.
Okay.
What's your name? How long you been selling cars, and what's your highest paycheck?
My name's Shannon. I've been selling cars for a little over a year, and my highest paycheck is 13.1.
Let's go. What's your name? How long you been selling cars, and what's your highest paycheck?
Gary Bryant, 32 years and 32,000.
Woo! I should save you for last. What's your name? How long you been selling cars, and what's your highest paycheck?
Corey Walker, 8 years, 15,000.
Let's go. Hey, what's your name? How long you been selling cars, and what's your highest paycheck?
My name's Chris P. I've been selling cars for 5-6 months now, and highest paycheck is probably 5,000.
Let's go. What's your name? How long you been selling cars, and what's your highest paycheck? Okay. What's your name? How long you been selling cars? What's your highest check?
Eli. I've been selling cars for 10 months. Highest check, 10 bands.
Let's go. What's your name? How long you been selling cars, and what's your highest check?
Whitney Bush, 6 years, 32 bands.
Let's go. What's your name? How long you been selling cars? What's your highest paycheck?
J. John. 10 years. Highest paycheck, 27.
Let's go.
Crushing.
Last but not least, I've been doing this about 2 years. My highest check was $17K.
Balling. So as y'all can see, this is these people are making bread off people, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, they in the business to make money. I mean, that's just what it is. But a lot of that money is made off of people not being properly prepared and understanding what they're signing up for. Because even a perfectly prepared person can go in and get emotional and overlook something or overpay for something. So my advice is just make sure you know what you're willing to pay for, how much you're willing to pay out far as car notes if you're financing a vehicle or you're leasing a vehicle. Because there's no way of really getting around them making money. They're going to make money. That's just how it works. But that just gives you guys an idea of how much money these folks are making. So when they hit you with oh, I'm only making about 500 off this car, that's crap. That is bull crap. Because they making money off the trade-in. They're making money when you finance, and I already talked about this. So don't fall for the, oh, we're only going to make this amount of money off this deal. Don't believe that. They're not going to offer you something where they can't make money off of it, especially these days. Now, they may take a loss as far as how much they make off the car, but they're going to make money somewhere, whether it's off the service, whether it's off the warranty they sold you, or it's going to be a way for them to make money, the bottom line.
Look, everybody want to drive a BMW. They want to drive a nice car until you got to go to the mechanic and get stuff worked on. BMW dealerships, I stamp, is one of the top 5 scams in the world. And let me tell you why. I had a fairly new car. My new car warranty was up at 50,000 miles. I go, my oil change, my last appointment, and I was at like 49,000. Let me remind you, the warranty includes brakes. But listen here, guess what? It's a trick. They're not allowed to change my brakes until the brake sensor comes on. Guess when the brake sensor came on? After 50,000 miles. Scam, right? All right, cool. I show up this morning to get my brakes changed. Brakes and rotors. Do y'all want to see the breakdown of how much brakes and rotors cost on a BMW X6? Watch this. Brake discs, ventilated, 2 of them, $549.58. Brake pad paste, 1 of them, $699. Repair kit, brake pad, $188.99. Brake pad wear sensor, rear one, $40.99. Is it me or all of this stuff sounds the same? They just reworded it. Inner hex bolt, 2, $15.98. BMW non-caloric brake parts, $8.99. And you know what makes matters worse? I look at the bottom, additional fees. Hazardous disposal, $9.50. So y'all telling me y'all charging me to dispose of my old brakes? You don't even give me an option. Give me them brakes. I will dispose of them myself to save my $9.50. Next, shop supply charges, $24.75. What does that even mean? Document retention fee, $199. Like, a document retention fee? Like, after they charged me $1,300 for my brakes, when parts alone was only like $400. They had a nerve to ask me if they wanted me to let them change my tires. I said, what's the condition of my tires? They said, good. Well, don't touch them then. Leave them alone. Until they go bad, do not touch my tires. I gotta stop, man. I swear, everything here at the BMW shop is a scam, and I'm out.
So I hope these clips help you guys, man. I'm still learning, and I hope you guys are learning. I appreciate y'all commenting. Please leave your comments, because I love reading you guys' comments. I'm also working on some merch. That's crazy merch, because people have been asking about it, so I'm trying to come up with some stuff for you guys. So hit the like button, subscribe, hype the video. Appreciate y'all watching. I'll see y'all on the next one.